Just a minute. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then let me proceed. So last class we have talked and started talking about micro EDM or micro electrodischarge machining. So how a miniature components can be manufactured through this technique. Okay, micro EDM. So if you recall, quick recall of the things. So in bulk, if you compare bulk EDM, which we have earlier studied, and presently micro EDM, the difference is in size, feature size. The minimum feature size for bulk EDM may be around 500 micron, and for micro EDM, which I am going to learn, this is only 5 micron. Okay, 1 micron is 1000 of a millimeter, and maximum surface roughness we are trying to achieve is something around 0.1 micron. Okay, so which for bulk EDM is around 2 micron. So it's really much things. So the way to do it, because we are using a series of sparks in EDM, so how you can go for achieve this kind of things. One is to reduce the energy spark. So spark is outcome of a pulse. During the pulse on time only the spark is taking place. So we have to reduce the energy per pulse. Okay, somehow. And second thing is there. See, whatever we for EDM we do it, there are different variants of electrodischarge machining. Most common is the die sinking EDM, but we have also learned there could be wire cut EDM. There could be drilling by EDM. There could be grinding by EDM. There could be different variants, but all of this can be extended in the micro domain also. But for that, we'll require some tools, which now this case it will be some sort of a micro tools. Okay, so the micro tools, when you talk about the micro EDM setup, how small will be the tool? A tool tip or a small portion of a tool, it may not be the entire length of the tool, maybe it may be in steps, but the active portion of the tool, that will be something of your size of your hair, human hair, which may be something around between 50 to 100 micron. Sometimes it may be even smaller, because with that tool we are going to do machining. Okay, non-contact machining, but size is important. So if you try to make it elsewhere other than the setup itself, every chance while doing these things you may deform the tip, or else say while you put it into the your machines, what you call collet or so or spindle, So there also you may generate, it's so small, size is so small, you may have, you cannot exactly put it into the center, means axis of the micro tool will be different from that of the axis of the spindle. Okay, if that is so, what will be there? Although the tool is very small, but when the spindle rotates along with the tool, that tool will move in a very eccentric fashion. So the effect of tool, suppose in an eccentric, if a drill bit you can think of, which has been put in an eccentric manner on a drill bit holder or a spindle, your drill hole size will be much bigger because of the eccentric movement. It may be circular, but it would be much bigger. So for micro EDM, I have to have a provision for making the tools in situ. In situ means in the micro EDM setup itself, there should be some facility to manufacture the tool, and by say computer control movements, that tool will be again brought near the machining zone, and they can be used without you need to mount it onto the spindle separately and fear of damaging the tool. So thus both the things are required for the micro EDM setup. So first we have to discussing about the provision for making the micro tools in the in situ. Okay. So I have already explained what may happen if you do not make the tool in the same setup. Okay. So now I'll started talking about the manufacturing of the micro tools by a process called, which is also EDM process, called micro EDG. What is micro EDG? The micro EDG is basically micro electro discharge grinding. So it is basically a surface finishing operations, removing material from the surface, similar to grinding, but since it is a electro discharge process, the process is somewhat different, means it is a non-contact process. Okay, but otherwise it is a removal of the material from the surface, so it will be called a micro EDG process. So it is, as I said, a non-contact process by which micro tools are manufactured by machining the rotating workpiece. Okay, that means your workpiece is already mounted on some spindle. Okay, raw stock from where you are going to make the machine. I'll explain you by some figures how it is done. So maybe something commercially available raw stock of tool will be mounted on the spindle, from which by micro EDG or micro electro discharge grinding gradually will remove materials from the surface in steps and come down to a very small value. So how do you really do it? So today we'll explain about the three possible process. First one will be about a sacrificial block, using a sacrificial block as the tool. So when you make the micro tool, that means your raw stock of the tool is your job, and the sacrificial block is your tool in the micro EDM. Okay, so either of these, a sacrificial block or a rotating sacrificial disc, or the wire electric discharge, okay, grinding using a traveling wire, that also can be there. So one by one I'll explain those things. So first thing what we are doing, see, I have not, this figure is not complete. Okay, this is part of a micro EDM setup. Otherwise, the tool, it is this thin wire kind of straight rod. Okay, will make the tool in steps out of this and make the micro tool. So this is the job now, and this block, rectangular block, is your tool. This may be made of copper. Okay, this will be connected, the tool and the things, they will be connected to the two opposite polarities, and it will be connected to pulsating DC supply. And this locally, this gap, this rod will never be touch the workpiece. So this zone, this narrow gap will be flooded with some dielectric. Okay, for stationary sacrifice block wave tool is shown in this figure. So the main limitations, what is there? Look at the movements over here. The spindle is rotating in a circular fashion, and there is a to and fro this reciprocating motion of this job, the rod, and so what will happen when it reciprocates? The entire portion is covered, and this is what is done. Okay, because the gap is so small, what will happen? When the voltage pulses will be here along a line, the discharge will be there. There will be whichever portions is nearest, there some sparks will be there, and the same principle of EDM will be applied. But here the discharge time, the pulse on time, and dielectric conditions gap are so set, the energy content per spark is very limited. But that should be good enough for remove some amount of material, because we do not want too much of material to be removed in one bit. Bit by bit, very small amount, because we want to control the entire process. Okay, suppose what will happen because of the discharge, majority of the material may be removed from this rod, so that the rod diameter can be removed. By controlling this reciprocating motion, I can only remove material, may not be the entire length from top to bottom, maybe only bottom portion, some length up to certain length I can do it. So the total reciprocation length I can change, so that the portions I want to remove materials by the electric discharge I can control. Beyond that, the top portions I can remove as it is, because to maintain the strength, I want to bring down this bottom portions of the tip to a smaller diameter in steps. Okay, so that will be controlled by this reciprocating motion. Okay, and after sometimes maybe we'll again make it even smaller. But the main limitations of this will be because if you want to make it uniformly, what will be required? This rod, initial setting wise, this rod and this block surface, they should be parallel to each other. Otherwise, on the top side there will be some gap, bottom side there will be some gap. So what will happen if the gaps between these two are different? Say in one case it may be 20 micron, other case it may be 10 micron. So in one case spark may start for a given voltage, other case spark may not start, or even if the spark starts, the discharge strength will be different. So maintaining parallelism between the axis of the tool and the interacting face of the sacrificial block may be difficult. So this will result in non-uniform gap along the length of the tool. So as a result, the dimensional control of the gap between the rod and the block, okay, it will be problematic. Why? Due to continuous wear of the block and debris buildup. See, here actually locally we are injecting some, because my requirement of dielectric is very small, because working zone or the sparking zone is along a line over here. We just put a very thin stream of dielectric. Okay, but because of the dimensional control of this gap, and there is a chance of erosion of this block also as well because of the discharge. Okay, this tool may be typically made of copper, or sometimes it can make it of tungsten, and this is made of this block is made of copper. Okay, what may be time? There may be some erosion with time of this block. How do you compensate for that? Okay, so this altogether makes the problem accuracy and achieve things tool. I am thinking from initially I have achieved so much reductions, but if the block has this interacting surface of the block, a little portion has been eroded, then probably all my calculations will be different. Okay, similarly think of another arrangement where we have a rotating disc whose thickness may be around say 0.5 millimeter. It is rotating along its own axis from the center. Okay, now here this is the spindle, and through this collet this rod is mounted, and from this rod in steps we will be making the micro tool. So again we connect the power supply, locally inject the dielectric flooded with the dielectric, and when you apply the voltage pulses, electric discharge will be created. But similar to earlier cases also, the parallelism problem is not so much, but what may happen, the erosion of the disc, because if you length of this reciprocations, okay, how much it should go, I can, the stroke length I can control, how much it should go up and down, so that how much along, how to what extent this discharge is created, that I can control. But at any instant of time, the discharge will be restricted only with a very small zone, is it? Now gap is very small, so earlier the top and bottom, that problem is not there, but the second problem, the dimensional control also will be difficult, because with passage of time we might have started with a disc of say something around 25 millimeter, but after some amount of time, because of the some erosion of the discharge, not only the tool is eroding, little portions, okay, of the disc also may erode, and that may contribute say maybe another 10 micron, 20 micron of this reduction in the diameter. So how do you compensate? You have to monitor, and somehow you have to compensate. Otherwise you may be thinking, if I can maintain this gap, probably I'll already will achieve my reduction in diameter of this tool. So this is a problem for both the things, both for sacrificial, using a sacrificial block as the tool, or using a rotating sacrificial disc as a tool. Why we are calling sacrificial? Because with erosion, little portions of the disc or the block are actually on the interacting faces here, or this the periphery, that will get slightly eroded. Now compared to these last two methods, I think the probably I will be now trying to look for a better method for which some of these problems will not be there. So what we do it, we use a process called wire electric discharge grinding, or WEDG. So what is the setup? Just think of this. This is my rod, from which a portions, bottom portions of the rod, I remove some amount of materials in steps. So I just shown you one steps only, but it could be have a multiple steps. So what we do it, there is a wire guide. So this is a wire guide, and this is a traveling wire. So this may be a wire something around say maybe around 200 micron diameter. It could be smaller, even 0.2 millimeter. Okay, and this is initially taken from a roll, so there should be a supply spool. From there, look at the left, so through this spool, this is coming like this. Okay, so this is coming like, so what we can do in on this, I make the tool by CNC programming very close to this wire, but it will not touch the wire. A small gap will be maintained. So when we have this discharge circuit, pulse DC voltage, and locally flood these things with a dielectric, okay, so there will be a discharge over here. Okay, so what is the arrangement? You see, this is a guiding running wire or traveling wire, which will be used as a tool. Okay, so a fresh cathode surface, that is the traveling wire, is exposed to each discharge. So whenever the conducive conditions will be created by this discharge circuit and this small gap, the spark will be created. Okay, so the electric discharge, the cathode also will be exposed to the discharge, anode also will be exposed to the discharge. Now the earlier two cases, the blocks or the rotating disc, they are sacrificial. Okay, because block may be a stationary block or disc although may be rotating, but after some time the same portion of disc when it rotates, say this disc when it rotates, eroded portions again will come after a one complete rotations, it will come. So entire this circular path, these portions of the rim will be gradually eroded. Whereas for this kind of traveling wear, okay, we have a supply spool, we have a take-up spool. So any portion of the wear will be used once for all, and after that it will not be used for any longer. So even if due to the discharge that this micro shaft is eroded and to form the step, it is fine, but little portion of the wear also will be eroded, but we are not bothered. Why? Because it will move past the area and it will be taken up by the supply spool and never be used again. So that way this is a better method, because here the what you do it, we have no problem with the erosion of the sacrificial wear, because if the diameter of the wear is fixed throughout the spool, the gap will always be maintained. Had this wear been reused, after sometimes the gap would have been different because of the erosion of the wear, but that is not to be the case for this kind of thing. Okay, so for this arrangement, what are the different movements? One is the wear travel. See, from the supply to the take-up spool it is going. Second thing is the reciprocating Z movement, just to control the stroke length of the this shaft, and we can decide to what portions, up to what portions we can create this step at the bottom. And third thing is the rotation of the spindle. And excuse me, after you remove the shaft a little bit, say the job means the micro shaft can be advanced towards the wire in steps by amount decided by the desired diameter. Means say from 1 millimeter I am making a step of 500 micron, but maybe so total reduction of the diameter is how much? Diameter is 500 micron, target is 500 micron, so reduction is 1000 micron minus 500 micron, that is 500 micron also. Now this we can do it in 50 steps. Each step we can move by 10 micron, so that we can advance towards the wear but without touching, or I can move even smaller step provided the gap is even smaller, because we have to ensure they do not touch each other. Okay, so this lateral movement, after sometimes when you sure some portion has been wear, you move the micro shaft towards the wear further. Okay, so here through this method, in steps when you advance, gradually this diameter of this micro shaft will go down, and electro diameter down to, say, we will be able to in steps 5 micron is possible. 5 micron, you cannot think, it says a 1/10 diameter of your hair, human hair. So this may be used for producing micro holes, or say other shapes in thin electrically conductive materials, which normally a metal is. Okay, or for creating electric discharge we require a conductive material as the workpiece. Okay, so but again this 5 micron will not be entire shaft. In steps only the bottom portions which will be involved in the creating the holes or other shapes, there will create this 5 microns only. So how this I said the in situ tool manufacturing press method plus job machining method. How this will be done? Say here this is my platform. Okay, they are connected with some CNC device. So there are here this is the micro tool and this is the job holding device. This can be stretched back. So initially what will happen, this can be extended further here. Initially, this is where I am holding the micro tool and this is the micro shaft. And in steps, the tip of the shaft will be reduced. But initially this will be moved from here to here. So what I have to do it? Say just a minute. I have to make this this platform can move on this. So whole thing I am moving from this to this direction. So what is there? As a step one, the WEG EDG portions will be brought over here. Okay, WEDG portions will be brought over here. Okay, this will go over here. Okay, and this the job holding device, they can be here because both of them will be moved together. Okay, having done thing, now I have to first using the wire electric discharge grinding method. So I bring it close to the tool where this traveling wire is there. Okay, this from the two small spool, this wire will be slowly moving and we create the discharge between this wire and the tip of this shaft, and we gradually in steps remove the material on the tip so that we achieve the required dimensions. So it uses the wire electric discharge grinding for electrode preparations with a wire of around say 200 micron diameter. So deionized water will be used at the dielectric. Now, so long as we make the tool, this is the job. This is the job, and this portion is the tool. But when this tool is made, this WEDG setup will be retract back, and this job holding device along with the job which is already mounted, it will be kept and it will be brought in close vicinity of this already fabricated tool. Okay, so water jet will be applied at the machining point using some fine injection needle. So deep micro holes we can use for this kind of arrangement, or we can do other aspects, but say high aspect ratio holes, or maybe high aspect ratio means the 10 means the length to diameter of the hole. The ratio is something around 10. So I say that is the we are calling as aspect ratio. So you see, identify the pulleys over here. This is the spools where one is the supply spool of the wire, one is the take-up spool, and this is the route through which it will go. Okay, and we have a small triangular wire guide. Okay, and this is the in situ micro tool fabrication setups. Okay, you see. এটা পরে কথা বলবো, একটার পর ক্লাস চলছে। So this is how the tool will be first created, and once the tool is created, this will retract back and job will be then machined. So how the job is machined, say now your tool is already been created. Okay, here. So this is the Microsoft. From there in steps, okay, we have made the tool. Now on this, this is the after creating the things, okay, this was the wire guide. We have gradually preparing the tool WEDG process. Now this will be moved, a job will be created, and here we will be making the small holes which will be mounted on the job holder. So that time this will be retracted. So typically we can do with this, once your tool is ready, by proper maneuvering the tool with respect to the job, we may create number of shapes. So that is what I say. And comparison wise, how small is the tool? See, this was our raw stock. So raw stock was something between this much diameter. This was the diameter, but gradual reduction through the wire electric discharge grinding, we have come down to the shaft diameter like this. How much is that shaft? The shaft is diameter of around 6 micron. Length is around 300 micron. This much is 300. This is 500 micron. So this is around 300 micron. diameter is 300. This compared to an insect, that ant, you see how small is that. Okay, so its smallness is compared to with that of a teeny insect. Both are shown under the scanning electron microscope. Now with such a small tool, as I said, by maneuvering is around the tool, I can create lot of shapes. So this is what we may achieve. So this is another micro tool. We have created this thing. So this is similar to a twisted drill. This diameter is something around 300 micron. Length means from this distance to this distance. So this is around 600 micron, and helix angle, this is around 30 angle, and this we are doing on a tungsten carbide alloy. Why tungsten carbide? Because it is small, but tungsten carbide has lot of rigidity. Okay, it's much harder as compared to copper and all. Okay, so we may use for some micro tool applications, fabrication of micro tools, which can be made out of tungsten carbide. So few more shapes that may be produced by micro electric discharge grinding, like it could be a simple straight shaft, or say middle portions I can have some constriction. Okay, or suppose I can create a conical face. Okay, conical tapered. I can have a polygonal shape like this. Look at the bottom cross sections, this kind of things. Okay, or I can create a wedge kind of things. Okay, one side is inclined like this. I can create a pyramidal shape. It is, other two faces are not shown. Okay, so it is a kind of a pyramid. This is a plate kind of things extending out, and this is the twisted, like the last photograph we have shown you. It is similar to a twisted drill kind of things, this kind of thing. Okay, so this is how you make the tool, micro tool, because making the micro tool in the setup itself is very important. And I have told you okay, in brief, how you can, what are the possible options for making the tool, but best options probably is through the micro wire electric discharge grinding process, where the problem of parallel making the tool parallel with respect to the block, okay, will not be there, or the loss of gradual erosion of the sacrificial disc or block will not be there. So traveling wire option is much better, and we can do it. Now the second requirement, which will be used from the making a EDM to a micro EDM, is to making reduction of energy per pulse. How can you do and reduce the energy per pulse? Okay, so how to achieve the second requirement? So micro EDM, my requirement wise, will be using less than minus 10 to the power 7 joules per pulse. Okay, and typical pulse width will be around 1 microsecond or shorter. So energy per pulse, approximately, how can you calculate out? It will be, suppose you are using a condenser in the discharge circuit, just like a RC circuit, where you are using a condenser. So discharge, there will be charging time, then there will be discharging time. And this condenser, whatever charge it can hold during that time, that will be dissipated in the spark gap. So that could be the maximum energy which will be dissipated in a pulse. So how much is that? That will be half of C into V square. Okay, so where C is the capacitance and V is the applied voltage for RC type power supply. Okay, so now this is your kind of your discharge voltage, or how much is the voltage? This is the voltage of the capacitance. Okay, at the time of discharge, condenser will have the maximum which is holding the maximum charge. So voltage across the condenser will be maximum. So this V is that voltage. So this voltage of course will be somewhat less than the voltage of the applied pulse, because it may take infinite time to reach that pulse. But before that, what is happening? The condenser is getting discharged because of the gap conditions, because gap is becoming what you call, there will be breakdown in the gap. Okay, but in order to reduce this value of E, okay, what you need to do it, we have to reduce this value of the capacitance. Okay, so value of the C has to be substantially lower than that of conventional EDM. So it has to be from microfarad. Typically for conventional EDM, we are using something around in terms of say microfarad. From that, this capacitance value has to be brought down something around 10 to 100 picofarad, microfarad to picofarad. Okay, and another thing is also there. Now capacitance value has to be brought down to such a small value, but also we have to take care of the stray capacitance, because stray capacitance is going to play a very pivotal role. Any higher side of the stray capacitance will going to affect the overall capacitance, and although I may be expecting something around 50 picofarad, but because of the stray capacitance this may get changed. So having some control over the stray capacitance in the setup, that is also very important. So let us see how we can do it. So how the stray capacitances are coming into the micro EDM machines. Now here, say this is your work tank. This is your tank, and inside this is your workpiece. Bottom is the workpiece bench or holder. This is your workpiece, and this is the your micro tool. Okay, electrode like this. Okay, and this portion is your power supply, and this is of course having a charging resistance, and this is the condenser. This is a RC type of pulsating supply. Okay, and this is the XY positioning center. Similarly for the Z directions also there will be a servo control motions. Okay, and for making the wire electric discharge grind, this tool will be brought down to smaller diameter in steps. So this is where it will be done, but this is forget. So here what is happening, you see the different stray capacitances are possible. Okay, why? Because so long as they are not properly insulated, different segments of the machines may contribute to some stray capacitance and hold some charge. And when actual machining, during the discharge opening, this C1, C2, C3, they may also contribute to the discharge, which we do not want. So what are these stray capacitance? It will be the stray capacitance between the electrode and the work tank. That means between the electrode and the work tank. So if that is so, the stray capacitance is this one. Okay, the second stray capacitance is between the your say electrode and work holder. This is my work holder and this is my electrode. So it is between this. And third one is between the work holder. Let me put a different color. Okay. Between the work holder, okay, and the work tank. So total stray capacitance will be consisting of different individual stray capacitance like this existing between the different parts of the micro EDM setup. So if you consider the previous thing, the serial parallel arrangement of these three capacitances, okay, this one, C1, C2 and C3. Okay, we can say the effective capacitance, equivalent capacitance, C dash equal to C2 and C1 and C3. Okay, they are in series and these two are in C2 is parallel with the equivalent of C1 and C3. So the equivalent capacitance is this. So the total discharge energy generated by the discharge circuit will be how much? It will be, already we have this one C in the circuit. Okay. Additionally, this is the your condenser value. Additionally, stray capacitance equivalent value is C dash. So C plus C dash whole into V square divided by 2 will be your maximum discharge energy. Okay. So since all the condenser values are very small, the C dash or C1 which is coming out of C1, C2 and C3 in order of picofarads, the total stray capacitance in the circuits plays a significant role. So what is the way out? So while you design the machine, you design it so that overall stray capacitance can be reduced. So how can you do it? The micro EDM setup is designed in such a way that the processing tank will be perfectly insulated. That means here your C1 will be 0. So if C1 is 0, okay, then we can having this will be 0. So C dash will be nothing but C2. What is C2? C2 is the stray capacitance between the electrode and the work holder. Okay, and many times if you can replace the mechanical components around the discharge circuit with ceramic components, we can further reduce the stray capacitance. So this is part of the design aspect, so that overall C dash value has to be reduced. Then only we can have only this incorporated picofarad capacitance will decide about the your discharge energy, which will be very small because we are using such a small capacitance. So coming to the advantages of micro EDM, the advantages are smaller, similar to EDM, but it is in the micro domain. So no contact, non-contact process, no cutting force, high precision and good surface finish, much better. Okay, higher order of repeatability, your bardless machining, no bars will be generated. Complicated geometries and complex 3D profiles can be generated. Hardness is not a constraint of the material. High aspect ratio, as I said, maybe for hole we can easily do it about 1:10. That diameter is to length ratio for hole. Perfect round hole or concentric and accurate hole can be done. No material alteration because the thermal effect discharge duration is so small, the melt depth is very poor and hardly any your recast layer or resolidified layer or heat affected zone. Okay, and without entrance and exit deforming taper also can be controlled. Okay, so this is some of the commercially available microsystems. This is one is from Panasonic Japan. Okay, which they make, so they can make it capability down to how much? Up to 5 micron size they can do it, and you can make typical holes boring drill of around say 10 micron plus minus say, and between 4 thou 1 thou is 1,000th of an inch, that is 25 micron. Okay, and this will be 50 micron plus minus 3. Okay, so thick titanium and tungsten tool, okay, or tungsten carbide tool also. On my say they can machine silicon also with this. Now silicon bulk EDM it is difficult, but micro EDM will be able to also machine a semiconductor material like silicon, because once the silicon, because of the discharge front, goes into the molten state, it becomes conductive and you can machine the silicon further like a EDM process. This is another popular micro EDM setup from a company called Sarix, Switzerland. Okay, Sarix is a very high precision machine, very prominent. Okay, so this kind of things are already commercially available. So now I'll tell you how the application wise how micro EDM can be used for and meeting our demand for making, because our objective target is to make some micro components like micro molds, or say for example when you have some micro molds, finally for the molds I may need the cores for the as mold inserts. Those are also very small, or dies. Okay, or say for watch industries, micro gears, how can you make it? Or say medical implant, the smaller the things, how a micro tool, say which we may require for some ophthalmic surgery, such small tools can be maneuvered. Okay, or say living cell manipulators, how those can be done over here, or say micro tweezers, how that can be done. So we can do micro gears, micro saps, micro springs, micro cutting, micro tools for micro cuttings like micro milling, sharp pointed emitter, electrode in ion beam, equipment for focusing, then micro punches, then inkjet printer nozzles, okay, which will be typically something around 20 micron diameter. Okay, all these things are possible. This is how we are doing with a micro EDM, how micro boring operations. Okay, look at this only, look at the rotational mill. So internally I have to create the hole, something like this. আর 5 মিনিট পর ক্লাস চলছে। Okay. So we'll do it. Okay, so this is the micro tool, and this will go inside this. Okay, gradually this will penetrate, but it will never touch, because on the front end and to some extent the side, unless we insulate it, they will create the discharge, will be created, and gradually they will remove the material from inside. You see, after some time it has gone, but it is never touching. And so this is quite similar to a non-contact boring process. So we can make other things like micro mold. So this is an example. It's a very small things actually. Okay, see, this is something around a gear, spark gear, which is having how much? Roughly around say 300 micron diameter, 0.3 millimeter diameter gear, on which you can think of the feature size is something around 10 micron or so. Or say we are having a number of optical fibers which will have to be passed through these small holes. So this is kind of a optical fiber connectors, okay, which can be done. Say on brass, some micro slits have been machines, okay, 200 micron width, or say micro slots manufactured by micro EDM. So we have created this micro fins, say for small components, but many times that has to be, lot of heat has to be what you call liberated, and that has to be thrown away through these fins. Okay, maybe a cooling fan will pass through air continuously over these fins. So as the surface area increases, your cooling, say below there may be a small chip or small device which liberates it. So these micro sinks, or with such micro features, they can be very efficient. Okay, and you cannot have a bulk heat sink there. Okay, so this will be very useful, those kind of things, features. How it is done in actual manufacturing. So I'll take around 5 minutes and tell you how it will be done. And what I'll take you, I will take an example of case of micro nozzle fabrication process. Okay, so how it is done. So this is which describe the steps of the micro nozzle fabrication process. So my target is to, on a metallic block, create a micro nozzle. Okay, something like this. So my target is F, this one. This is my target. Okay, so here how do we progress? Say initially I with a micro wire electric discharge grinding process, the way I have the third option of making micro tool, I am deploying over here. Okay, if I employ that process, say out of a micro shaft, gradually with a traveling wire I will be reduce this diameter, where here the by gradually creating of the electrical discharges. So this is only a schematic, it is not a full drawing. So you have to visualize this is through the electric discharge grinding process. The process already I have explained today. Okay. Now after you get out of a cylindrical block, once you get this shape, once you get this shape, what you have to do it? This is a metallic component. Okay. Now here, what you do it on this, you have to create a very thin parting film, so that this is separated. Something separates from this for its surroundings. What do I do? I spray silicone oil all around it once we have created this form. Okay. Now, having sprayed and created the parting film, what I do it? Over this metallic rod, I create these metallic depositions. How do we do it? This is similar to a electroplating operations, where this all hatched portions, the metal has been deposited, and this is process is known as a electroforming process. Okay, electroforming process is basically similar to electroplating, where we deposit material on the job. Okay, this may be again with a deposited metal. Now what do we do it? This is a deposit material, but because of it is a electrochemical process, such precise exact this form cannot be created, because the deposition eventually will be controlled by the local field factor. So it will be having such kind of a things. The sharp corners or this sharp profiles cannot be exactly replicated. So what I have to do it? The excess material that I have deposited through electroforming, that has to be removed. How do you remove it? Say again through the where electric discharge grind, gradually you move little material without touching, again non-contact, but finally give these shapes. Ensure you have this thickness of the nozzle as per the design which you want to prevent, which may be only maybe some tenths of microns. Okay, these dimensions. So out of this we come down to these shapes through wire electric discharge grinding process. Okay, now what do we do it? Now until then inside we have this inert portions. The silicone oil is parting. Now we take this, we throw these things out. So what is left? Internally we have left with the finished nozzles. Okay, which will be like this. Now these small micro nozzles, which we can attach a small dispensing what you call shaft on things, and if you can put some liquid just like a syringe, you can put and dispense some liquid through these micro nozzles. So this is how through micro wire electric discharge grinding, and which is an extension of micro EDM, you will be able to get a shapes and combinations with other things like metal spraying, electroforming, and withdrawal will be able to get this kind of shapes. So this was my targeted shapes, which we have got it now. Okay. So there are other methods also, I think, but it's not that everything I'll be able to. There are micro ultrasonic machining, micro electrochemical machining. Okay, then micro laser machining. There are different. So those concepts will be covered in subjects like micro machining, precision and micro machining, those kind of subjects I could have covered, but I cannot go very deep into those kind of things. There are various things like what you call Liga process, okay, which is also has become, and mostly they are using for MEMS industries and microelectronics industries, okay. But somehow let me conclude over here, okay, and thank you from the entire semester, okay, attending my classes, okay, and as I have discussed, all of you are not there in the initially. Please know next week in the class time, that is on Tuesday. Today is 6th, that is on 13th, afternoon 12 to 1 o'clock. Okay, we'll have your test. Okay, the syllabus of the test will be chemical machining, hybrid machining, introduction to why micro machining is important, and finally micro EDM, okay, consisting of fabrication of micro tools and its applications. Okay, all these will be in the syllabus of the test. Okay, so be prepared. I'll upload these things maybe if possible today, so that you will be have other things I've already uploaded on files under MS Teams. So please go through them if you have not already. Okay.
Sir, test format will be MCQ.
No. It will be combined. It may be some MCQs, but it will be also other kind of, say, some reasoning kind of things. Small calculations could be there. All these sort of things will be there, and little quiz kind of things also could be there. Okay, it will be a 1 hour test.
Okay, sir.
So could you please upload these slides today only?
Yes. Other things I have already said. Today's class
Yes,
I'll upload. Okay. Fine. Thank you then. Anybody want to have any other things? Okay. So I am unsharing, okay, and stopping recording.